guys, this is Jennifer Miner. Today I'll be sharing this Moose birthday card with you. To begin, I started with a piece of 5x5 cardstock, and then I'm just going to use a scrap of paper with a circle punched out of it to create my moon. So I'm just going to hold that and apply some scattered straw ink over kind of my impromptu stencil. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pink in the form of worn lipstick, again in the Distress ink. There we go. Just to add a little extra depth and a little differentiation in the color. And once I've kind of got the pink as I want it, I'm going to add just a little bit more of that yellow over just to kind of smooth it out. And then I'm going to take the negative of my circle, put a tiny bit of little ATG on the back, and place that over my moon so that I can ink around it. And I'm going to stamp my moose image using my Misty. So first I apply a little bit of VersaMark and then the Tuxedo black Memento ink. And just stamp that right on my page. And then I notice my image is not completely clear. I've got a little bit of schmutz on my moose. So take that off. And this is the nice thing about using a Misty is everything stays in place. So I'm able to re-ink that image back and stamp it exactly where it was and get a smooth, consistent color. So just reload it and ink away. And then I'm going to apply a coat of just clear embossing powder over my mousse. And do that just off camera, and then you can see the powder on it. And then I'm just going to heat set it again with my heat gun. And this just kind of pops the mousse image as well as kind of protects it from any other ink or stamping. And now I'm going to reapply my washi tape and tape my paper back down to my workspace. And I'm going to now stamp my trees for my background. And again, just using the Tuxedo black Memento ink. And just adding those behind him. And now I am ready to start inking my snow. So I'm just using a piece of copy paper and then shaded lilac distress ink and applying just a little bit of what I would call a ground line in the form of the purple, this light purple here. And I'm using kind of the stamps themselves to kind of give me an idea where I should apply my little mounds of snow. And just under his feet, a little depth, and then back under those trees. Now I've got my ground how I want it, and I'm just going to use that same copy paper to cover my ground so I don't get any of the, what I would call the sky ink on top of it. So I'm just taping it basically to itself and then off the edge of my page to protect it. So I'm going to take again that same shaded lilac and start around my moon shape. And then I will also be using Tumbled Glass, Broken China, and Faded Jeans Distress inks to create this background. So it's really just a process of adding the layers of color and kind of going back and forth between my shades and working those until they are smooth. And just adding the layers of color. And this time you can really see where my moon shape is. I had a little trouble with my washi tape and I applied just some Scotch tape. I would not recommend this because as you'll see later in the video, when I go to pull that up, it actually takes away part of the paper. but I had left a little bit of extra room, so I end up just trimming down the panel. And now I am finished. So just go ahead and pull off my moon. And then I'm going to add just a little more of that light purple over to kind of smooth out my background. And you can see where my tape pulled. And a little extra yellow on my moon. And then I just trimmed that part of the panel off. And so now it's a little smaller 4x4 panel. And just again, still working some of my different colors in, and I add a little bit of black soot around the edges just to make it look a little more like night. And at this point I'm going to just take my little jelly roll pen and I'm adding a little bit of snow kind of effect with the jelly roll on my background. And this particular pen kind of works best to like do like a little double tap of the ink for each little dot. And then I went ahead and I added a shadow under my mousse. So I'm just using Weathered Wood Distress Pen and kind of adding that in lightly. And then I went ahead and used my aqua brush just to add a little bit of water to kind of soften that shadow. But since this isn't watercolor paper, I really didn't want it to warp the paper too much. So I just used a paper towel there to blot it, and then my heat gun just to kind of pull any excess water out of the paper. And then I went ahead and stamped my sentiment, and these are from Sang Stuff, Tim Holtz sentiment set. And just the Tuxedo Memento ink. And then I went ahead and mounted this on 2 sheets of cardstock. The yellowish orange color there is Marigold Morning from Stampin' Up, and then the navy is just something I had in my stash. And just layering those up. And then I couldn't leave it alone and needed a little bit of glitter, so I'm just adding a little bit of Stickles in crystal on both my moon, and then I'm also going to put some of that on the snow, which I just loved how that really made it pop. So just along where I've kind of added that shading, which I think really gave it a nighttime feel, because I think it's fresh snow under the moonlight really shines. And then add just a little bit under my mousse. And then I also decided, just to kind of make my snow pop a little bit more, I'm going to add some white pearl, liquid pearls, kind of over what I had already done with the gel pen, just for a little more depth. A little more texture. And that is really pretty much the end of this card. I do mount this to just a 5x5 card base, and after I let everything dry, and that was it. So this winter birthday card will be going to a family member, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I like the shading. I love how the mousse looks. And all of the materials will be listed in the description. So thank you so much for stopping by today, and visit jenniferminer.com for more information.